So, before we begin this, I do have to give a sad, unfortunate update from last week's episode where I said, I had just bought Pal World and I wanted to play that. Unfortunately, as soon as I left this place...
So bad.
I'm sure it is bad. As soon as I left here, I tried to play it home before I started editing.
You played it here first.
Yeah, I played
then
I played it here first, and we even did co-op. Ran perfectly fine. I come home. The next day to do some editing, I was gonna play some Pal World at first, but it was chugging like crazy. It could have been like maybe 5 frames a second.
Did you see what they're saying? Everything's happening with Xbox though.
No.
No PS5. Xbox and Steam crossplay.
I mean, I can see why, because they're former Xbox developers, so I can see why.
Is that true? Because I made that off the top of my ass.
Well, no. I obviously, I'm invested with like video game news shit. So
it's true.
That I don't know. All I know is that the game was developed by Microsoft, like someone who dealt with like Microsoft games in the past.
I told you.
And this is like a new studio, so that's why like they went to Steam and Xbox first, because they know the integration between them.
I also saw that they will at some point be bringing PS5 soon.
I hope to God, because I really do want to play it.
I would say it would be before crossplay.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. Who am I?
It's gonna be. I think it's after crossplay. I'm sure they want to get PC and Xbox working together first before they do that. And if the crossplay with PS5 and PC, Xbox has to happen afterwards, then so be it.
Well, until then, you got Scarlet and Violet.
Yes, I have Pal World at home. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
It's the bad version of Pal World.
It truly is. No, but right now because of this, I'm trying to finish Elden Beast in Elden Ring, which I can't believe I still haven't done yet.
Yeah, Bridge beat that game before you.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Okay. Let's see. I'm also doing that knife and handgun run in Resident Evil 4 Remake. Smash here and there. What else am I doing? I think that I might, since we're about to go into February at the time of this recording, I might.
There's nothing new coming out, right?
For me, there is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I'm so tired of hearing about Final Fantasy.
Well, excuse me, you decided to play.
Hey, Legends of the Dragoon. Get it right.
No, you said you played Final Fantasy 13.
The one with lightning?
One? Yes.
The one with lightning.
Which one, though?
Snow, the dude who had the trench coat and the beanie and the knucklehead.
I haven't played Final Fantasy 13. All I know is that Final Fantasy 13, 1 was trash. 2 and 3 were good.
Was it the one that came out, obviously, first? And then they're like, this sucks! And then they came out with the next one, they're like, it's actually not that bad.
Yes, that's the story. Okay, so you've played the shitty one.
It's not shitty. It is. The dude has a summon where they combine into a bike.
You can look at various like web essays and content creators and every other opinion on like Reddit, 4chan, anyone credible. I would say the completionist, but no one likes him anymore for very good reasons. But yeah, like you can check it anywhere.
What was so bad about it, and then making the other two good?
I think I really don't. Again, I haven't played it, so I have no idea.
No one knows. It's like emu. No one knows.
I don't know because I haven't played it. I've only played Final Fantasies 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, and 16.
So you've never played it. So you're just basing people's reviews off of it. That's just like you said with Legend of Korra. You never watched the first Avatar, Last Airbender.
I said that I was trying to say that like the quality apparently is not as good as the OG Avatar, but there you go, loving to cut me off.
Well, okay, all right. First off, the quality in Korra is like upgraded compared to the beginning. I think people just get too elitist about the very beginning and shit. It was because Iroh was in it. Well, yeah, obviously it's better because Iroh. He's the dad and uncle everyone ever wanted, Grandpa. Well, but no, I don't think you get him in Legend of Korra. But he's the best. Like, even out of anime in Japan, Iroh's still top Grandpa.
You just reminded me of that one TikTok that you saw a long time ago where the one guy was saying, like, it didn't come from Japan, therefore Avatar is not anime. Yeah. You just reminded me of that.
People say that all the time. They say that all the time. Oh, it's from the West? Oh, darn. Me and Christian are trying to figure out how to make an anime. It would technically still be a Western cartoon.
Therefore, it wouldn't be good.
That's my point exactly. But everyone loves Avatar. Everyone loves Blue Samurai. Which I still need to watch.
I need to watch that. You also need to watch Ryuma's story.
Is it a movie or is it a show?
Again, as I haven't checked Netflix for it in a while. As much as I know, it is a single episode, the same length as regular One Piece. That's as much as I know.
Everything about it, though, people say it's awesome.
It was really...
And they made it canon.
Well, yeah, it was absolutely solid.
Well, the monster chapter in Oda's book, Wanted, that's what it's called. It's got a bunch of chapters. I don't think it was canon in the book. I don't think, but I could be totally wrong.
Might be.
But I don't know. But yeah.
I haven't read it, so... Then again, I don't read... Yeah, speaking of boats... So hey guys, welcome to the episode 3 of Join My Podcast with me, Panda Pat, and Josh.
Heavy Dragon from Chicago.
From Chicago. Yeah. So last week, we briefly mentioned cruises, and I was saying I would love to do an episode on that. Guess what? That's what you're getting today. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, I could go on for a very long time because the entire series of my cruise is
the entire series of his life. Life is on a cruise.
It is at least 30. It is at least 30 minutes. At least
30 years he's living on one.
I'm gonna let Josh go ahead and start his. I can go on for a long.
Yeah, but I just know I was on one, and my wife makes fun of me saying that I was a rich boy when in actuality we were middle class and lower, and our grandparents bought us the cruise, and I was 11, so I couldn't even enjoy said cruise. Then they also thought I killed myself on the cruise, and that's a whole situation.
Well, that was essentially... Well, that was kind of like what we did. We took a cruise for my grandparents' 50th anniversary. So all my mom's side of the family went for that cruise for their wedding. So that's why we went. And
that was almost the same thing what we did.
We wish they would have ponied up and let us do like an all-inclusive one.
Yeah. Sure, Pat.
I never asked my parents what the bar bill was, and this was back when I was like 6.
Also being Irish?
Yeah. There's one individual on our cruise ship whose bar bill I don't want to know.
Yes.
Not my family. But I'll talk about her later because she is a key integral portion.
Can I guess how much?
Story.
I'm gonna guess how much.
I don't know how much it was, but
you don't know how much? Then why are we talking about this?
You'll find out why I said this the further into the story that I go.
Okay, so I don't have a whole lot of stuff. The only crazy part was my family thought I killed myself because I left them a note that said, bye, when in actuality, all I did was just go to the buffet and hang out. Because it was, free the whole time. And then I got hit on by a 40-year-old prostitute when I was 11 in front of my dad. And that was weird. I obviously said no. And my dad thought it was weird, too. So, other than that...
You're making me think of the Simpsons episode where... there's a bit in a Simpsons episode where Homer gets a gun, and Marge goes to take the kids to go stay at a sleazy motel. There's prostitutes outside. They go up to Bart, and it's like, hey, honey, you looking for a good time? He says, I sure am. Then Marge is like, no, he's not.
It's not the sisters, is it?
No.
It's just a typical smoker prostitute.
Yeah, it was just some sleazy motel prostitutes that were in the episode. It was a small little bit, but it's pretty funny.
But other than that, they had a small town on the cruise, literally 4 stores. But it looked like a town, and one of the stores was open all night for the whole time we were on there. And after 12 o'clock at night, they gave away free pizza slices and peanut butter caramel cookies.
Gang.
So we would stay up late and just sit in there and eat pizza and cookies till 3 in the morning or until I passed out. Other than that, that's the whole cruise. I wish we did it when we were older.
Oh my god, I'm longing to hear your pause breaks in my story, in my lengthy cruise story, because oh my god, I don't think I've ever told him any of the stuff that happens on my cruise, that happened on my cruise. I don't think I ever told him.
The one not on the way to Epstein's Island, right?
Correct.
Yeah, right. Top of the list, right there, the McClenahans.
No, this actually it would have been Murphy's.
Oh my god! Are you serious? The Bridges family's name.
That's a common Irish trait, you dingus.
I swear, y'all are related. I swear. Murphy. God, dude.
That's my mom's maiden name, and that's who I see the most. That's who we did the
You're German, right? Yeah, her real name was Stufflebean, but she came from Murphy's.
Oh no, granted, my grandpa
Murphy's fun.
Granted, the grandpa from my dad's side of the family actually came fresh from the boat.
Is that the potato they wrote in on?
Yes, yes, he came straight from the boat. I guess, and also when I went to Ireland, in 2019, that I have lineage in both the north half and the south half of the island. Yeah, when we went to this super haunted castle in Ireland, they told us oh yeah, you're in McClenahan. Oh, you got, and your mom's maiden name is Murphy. Oh, looks like you have both lineage in the north half and the south half. I was like, dude, that's awesome. That's so. Oh my god, I want to go back so bad.
Well, is it true that you can't go on Whitechapel Avenue? You hear about that?
No, I have not.
My buddy went to Ireland and he said he wanted to go there because of the band. His favorite band was Whitechapel. We all know was.
That's a story for another day with him.
Then tell Phil Bozeman to call me. I'll tell him. They said he wasn't allowed to go there because of all the terrorist attacks.
I would believe that, because if that is the northern half of it, it is very militaristic, or at least the border is. I could be wrong, because I was only in the southern half.
I don't know, but they said he couldn't go, and he's like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, terrorists, man."
Yeah, well, it's the whole reason why you can't order an Irish car bomb over in Ireland. So. You can't. You absolutely cannot, because
another bonus being in America
because of the historical shit. Yeah, you cannot order one there. They call it something else. I just don't remember what it was. So I just avoided that.
An Irish shillelagh.
I don't know what they called it, but I just avoided that entirely. So that's why I just
see, my dumbass would be the one to yell that. Hammered as hell and just yell Irish car bomb, and I had just a bunch of leprechauns yelling at me.
You would be...
What the hell are you yelling like that for, lad?
You would be tossed out.
I know I would.
Be tossed out, but that trip to Ireland is also a story for another time because even though my mom doesn't think none of my family thinks I enjoyed my time up there, I absolutely did. And I even said on Facebook during the whole insurrection that I want to get my dual citizenship and just move to Ireland. Fuck this.
Do you like stout?
Not really. Like,
my buddy loves it, but I just think he plays.
I'm iffy. Hell, one of the first places we went to was the Guinness Brewery when we were over there.
It's like the episode of JJK where Megami starts drinking the black coffee Bridge saw, and I can't remember her name. She's like, is that the only reason you drink black coffee is because you want to look cool in front of girls? That's why I think Tim drinks Guinness. Yeah.
Yeah, his wife is within earshot, so she's gonna be cracking up with some of the stories from the cruise that I'll be talking about. But yeah, which leads me, we've been getting sidetracked. I might as well get started with mine. So, it all started with we had my brother's birthday is notorious for us having to travel, so we ended up flying to Miami on his birthday, and so when we were flying out to Miami, we had a layover in, I think it was
Tulsa.
Atlanta, and as we were just sitting waiting to board the plane back again, we were just hanging out. There were, I swear to God, like a family of Valley girls just hanging out. They're like, oh my god, I'm looking for my bag. Where's my bag? I don't want to be in Atlanta. This
sounds like my sister.
Brody.
Is this before the cruise? Or
yes, this is before. The entire.
So it started from there.
Yes, that's how our trip was elevated. So we ended up going to because when we landed in Miami, we ended up going to a super nice restaurant and walked along the boardwalks of Miami. It was cool. I think we almost got to a nude beach, but then we immediately turned around.
In Florida?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I said it. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but it was as we were approaching it, we were with my mom and my dad, and they saw who the clientele that was there, and we're like, nope, you don't need to see wrinkly, saggy old.
No one wants that.
No one wants that. No one wants to see that. So yeah, nothing else really happened for Miami.
Okay, so you're on the boat now, or did it happen not on the boat?
No, this was not on the boat. Getting on the boat. We ended up boarding. I think we met up with my family at 9 a.m. out on the deck of where the pool and all that shit was.
Was it a saltwater pool? Did they specify that? Because they specified that to me.
I don't think I ever set foot in the pool. This was a Carnival cruise, by the way.
It just seemed kind of goofy to have a pool on a cruise when you're just surrounded by. I mean, you can't jump off, but you know what I mean.
That's something I'll be talking about way later.
Oh my God, what is happening? This is on the way to Epstein Island, isn't it?
It was to Cozumel, Mexico. So. Yeah. Okay. So. Remember the lady that I told you about? This is where she makes her grand entrance. Okay. So
I'm getting big Schitt's Creek vibes at this.
Oh no! This lady I'm about to talk about is straight up NASCAR in Mississippi white trash.
Just say Marseilles. We know what you mean. Just say where I live.
Okay, or Marseilles.
Yes. Not the French place either.
No. This is straight up redneck NASCAR Marseilles white trash. So we're all waiting to meet up with each other. We're meeting up with each other. I have so many different cousins on my mom's side of the family.
Because you're Irish?
Yes, because I'm Irish and we breed like rabbits.
Yes, you do. You put the words in my mouth.
My cousin Brian, we're hanging out. My brother, my sister, and I are hanging out with him and his brother. and we're just like, and every one of us like had a room, or we like split a room with someone, and
where are you at though?
what do you mean?
Top or low?
Oh God, where?
You're right next to the captain's quarters.
No. I was somewhere in the like towards the bottom. I think I don't remember what level.
Did you see the water hit your window? Kind of bottom.
Did we have? We had to have had a window. I don't remember. I don't think so. I think we were still above sea level.
With your status item.
But so as we were walking, like to like go check out more of the cruise ship and everything, this lady who we end up finding out her name is Darlene.
I can hear it already. Yeah, I can hear her say her name already.
Yes, she stops me and my cousin Brian and says, with this exact voice, I kid you not, "Hey, congratulations on getting married."
That sounds very everybody like everyone else here. Yeah.
Super smoker style. And she was already hammered.
I mean, can you blame her? It's a cruise. I mean, like,
right,
you gotta preload before you actually start drinking.
Right, but it gets worse.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, her situation gets worse. We just looked at each other. We're just like, what the fuck just happened there? We were so confused. And then, so we catch up with like a few other people from my family, and each one of us would just decided, oh hey, let's go explore each other's rooms because we've got nothing else to do. And she, we get to, and my cousin Lauren was splitting a room with her mom. Oh, I am gonna get eaten alive for this.
Hey, you chose to say these.
I know, and this is a comedic part of the story. Good. So we get to my cousin Lauren's room. She didn't feel the need to knock. We open the door, and my aunt is spread out on her bed in her underwear like a goddamn starfish.
Frogs and family, dog.
We didn't know! We didn't know this was happening!
Okay.
We had no idea. Anything else? Oh! And this was back when when Brian was still single. And he is, I think at the time he was 17. And there was a girl on the ship. I think she might have been like around the same age, or maybe at most 19, I think. I could be wrong. Excuse me. Eventually, towards the end of the around that night, he ends up going to this girl that like he's been talking to the entire time, and he says to her, "Hey, you want my dad to buy you some beer?"
Jesus.
Like he was trying to hit on her. Like
that was his go-to line?
I kid you not. You can ask anyone in my family this; they will tell you that.
Okay. weird beginning, but okay with that. Did it work?
No.
Oh well, yeah, no shit.
Clearly didn't. And I know there was more. Darlene and her husband, who we never got. No, we did get his name, and that's going to be later on. We'll give his name towards the last night, but everyone knew him as Beardy. Oh, that same aunt, the one that I was talking about, that was like sprawled out like a starfish. They on the top deck, they had a conga line going through.
It's very cruisy to have a conga line.
Somehow, my aunt somehow gets
my god. I can't wait to hear it. I'm excited.
She ends up getting stuck in the conga line, like she can't get out.
And we'll let her out, okay.
And they were filming that entire thing.
Why were they filming it?
Just to, like when you go through like cruises and they have like all these like different little activities. On
Yeah.
the ship.
Oh, so she's now part of.
She was part of the film reel.
Oh, hell yeah.
She'll be famous forever. Now you gotta find that video. See if you can find her on it.
I wish I could. This was well over 10 years ago.
This was the Patrick Star
This-
band, right? For sure. For sure.
This was well over like 10 years ago. God. Oh my god.
Okay, so that's the first night.
That's the first day, yeah.
That's the first day. How many days? 7.
No, it was 4. I think it was 4.
Okay. Day 2.
Day 2, we land in Key West, and we were free to do whatever the hell we wanted.
I'm just watching. Keep going.
I'm trying to. There was like you know how like at like what's that aquarium?
Shed.
Shed. You know how at like Shed they have that like small exhibit where you can pet like stingrays and shit
Yeah.
like that. They had something similar to that in Key West, but you could do that with like every fish that was there. So you could do stingrays, you can do regular fish, you can do turtles, you can do sharks. So we ended up doing that. I can't remember where we did lunch at. That was like the only memorable part from the Keys that I remember. That one was kind of uneventful. We did have like a bartender on retainer for our cruise that everyone utilized. He called himself James, but there was no way that was his actual name because the dude was like pure Indian. But
I get it. I'm sure his name was too intense.
oh, I'm sure it was. But yeah, he was our go-to guy if we wanted like daiquiris, mojitos, whatever drink you wanted. And this was before I started. This was before I had any interest in alcohol either, so I didn't really give a shit about. So I was just ordering like Sprites, root beer, all that. Before, I think it was after we had dinner on the second night, we were all hanging out in Brian and my other cousin Dan's room because they were splitting a room. After dinner, they end up getting on the phone and like calling room service, and they say, "Yeah, hi. I want 6 BLTs." No, this is not a joke. we were all just cracking up over that. It's.
Did you get the BLTs?
Oh, damn.
Did you eat the BLTs?
They did. I didn't want one. They wanted them for themselves. They all wanted like 6 BLTs. This is after they were chugging like Captain Morgan out of a Listerine bottle.
Okay. Did they drink the Listerine beforehand, or they dump it out?
No, they bought it in Miami. They They dumped it out.
Pussies.
No, they were not.
Dude, chug the Listerine. That's what all the rappers are telling us to do. What do you think scissor is? That might be an outdated phrase.
What back in 2007? Yeah, this was 2007.
Hey, man. 3-6 Mafia was never wrong.
No, I'm sorry. It was 2008.
Sipping on some scissor. On some scissor.
I better actually crack open this, even though
It's not good.
Well, no shit. When you told me
It just tastes like water wood.
oh god, yeah, I'm not gonna enjoy it.
Just drink it. I did mine.
Yeah, fair.
Nice pinky, nerd.
I do it all the time.
No, you do. Yeah, it's not.
It's not good, but it's not as gross as you were making it out to be.
Yeah, well, I have a terribly refined palate.
Oh, I forgot about this story. Like immediately after second night, immediately after we had dinner, there was I gotta get this in frame. So the restaurant was like up here, or no, I'm sorry, it was down here, and there was a bar that had a stairway to the restaurant up here.
In the galley? I don't know what it is in a cruise ship. I just hear that word all the time.
There was like a specific eating hall area. So my cousin Lauren, my sister, and myself, we were bored. We were just we went up to the bar. I couldn't order anything. I think my cousin Lauren could, and then my sister just mooched off whatever they had. Across from sitting a few basically over there is Beardy and Darlene. They are having an argument, and I could not for the life of me tell you.
What were they wearing?
What were they wearing?
Was it vacation clothes?
Oh, that and
Did she have cut-off sleeves?
No.
Really?
No.
A name like Darlene, you thought.
Well,
American T-shirt. She have a perm? In the front, long in the back?
I have a photo of her.
Like all 90s mothers?
I have a photo of her on my phone. I don't want to put this in the podcast, but I am going to show him. Let me try and find it.
Put it in the podcast.
I am absolutely not putting it in the podcast.
Because he's going to fucking watch a podcast 15 years later about her.
I mean, yeah, true, but there's the one that was like a starfish. Okay, here we go.
How good you're coming to me. I really didn't want to get up.
Yeah, I'm going to. So this is Darlene. This is what she looked like.
Is that an Indiana Jones hat?
I think so.
That's super cool. I was close. What kind of shirt, though?
That's like a NASCAR shirt.
Hell yeah. Patriotic?
Yes.
American flag? Let's go.
You could tell she was like that.
Yes.
You could absolutely tell she was like that.
Darlene and Beardy.
Yeah, sadly, I don't have a photo of Darlene. Even the one that my dad took, with an incident I'll talk about later on, because this was on the last night, I think. She, at some point in the argument, again, I don't remember what they were saying. At some point in the argument, she goes up to Beardy, say you're arguing right here to me. She goes up to him and she's like, "It's too late to apologize."
Interesting.
Yeah, just like.
Was she singing the song?
No, just said, "Too late to apologize." Verbatim, how I said that. Okay. Lauren, my sister, and I were all looking at each other like, "What the fuck?"
What does Beardy's face look like?
Bald, like.
No. Was he confused, or was he about it?
We didn't pay attention. We didn't pay attention to that, but yeah, there was that. Another one. Cousin Brian so in our cruise ship there was a kid's dance club. You know how were you ever familiar with the one that was in Club O or something like that? No, it was O2 on the cruise ship. There was a kids dance club in the Chicagoland area. I think it was by
Downers Grove.
Yes. Do you remember what that was called?
Zero
Gravity. Zero Gravity.
You know too? Oh my God! There was a huge drug spot.
Oh yeah, no.
Supposedly I never went in there.
I never did either.
You know what's around there now? Old people apartments.
Which my girlfriend and I are so sick of.
Isn't that hilarious though?
We're so sick.
We're
so sick of old people homes, for real. Just because of the fucking boomer era. But, anyway. So, we're all just wandering through the cruise ship. I'm not drinking, but everyone else in my family is, drunk off their asses.
Oh, okay.
And
trying to go after that Will?
Yeah.
Had to be the goody two-shoes Irishman of that night. I understand. I get it. No.
Oh, fuck. There was another story with,
Will Chamberlain.
No, there was another story with Seabass that I forgot to talk about.
Seabass?
That's one of the many nicknames that we give my Aunt Colleen. The one that was sprawled out like a starfish.
Her nickname Seabass.
That's the nickname we give her.
Okay, alright, continue.
So we end up I'll talk about that after this one. So we're walking through and we reach Club O2. Sure enough, my cousin Dan is like well over the age of like where you can get in and get out and everything, because it was like a teenage club. And he looks over and he sees Brian just grinding and dancing on some chick that's in there, and we're all just pointing and laughing at him.
Is he getting it though? Is he like in it to win it, or is it just like awkward Carlton doing the dance from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No. Do you remember the King of the Hill episode
when Bobby's learning how to do the dance? Oh my God, get out of here!
Yeah. When he's into the boy band, that it was essentially that.
Goddamn cousin Brian.
And then Dan tries to walk in with a beer, and the person who was running that is like, no, you cannot come in here with that. You get out.
It's one of those Christian kids dance parties,
which is funny. I think they were playing like Get Low. I think they were playing. It was something like that. Either that or
with the swears all taken out.
Very well could have been. Or that Usher. What's it?
The main Usher song everyone knows.
John.
The only Usher song everyone knows.
I'm blanking on the name.
Oh, what the hell is it called? What?
No. It was like.
That is the song. That's the same song.
No.
The
one that he did with Lil Jon and Ludacris.
That's the same song. Get Low.
No, it's not. It's a completely different one.
Nope, I'm thinking of Ying Yang Twins.
Probably.
But yeah, that's gonna kill me the rest of the time.
So there was that. So I have to go back to to the Seabass story. So she kept complaining, and the reason why she was sprawled out in her underwear like a starfish was because the room was so goddamn hot.
So leave the room.
She did.
Oh God.
She did.
No, Seabass, no.
She was clothed. She was clothed that night, but because the room was so hot, she ends up sleeping out on the deck where the jogging track is, like where you can jog around and shit like that. She is woken up at like 6 a.m. We're all like knocked out in bed, asleep by like 2 or 3 a.m. every day, and she was pissed because she was woken up by the joggers. She's like, those goddamn joggers ruined my beauty rest.
You were sleeping outside, what'd you expect? But also, does sound really fun to fall asleep outside on a cruise deck and wake up in the morning.
Oh, I would love that, especially with like sunny weather. Like that was great. I'm trying to think if there were any.
Do outside camping.
That's different. I'm on a boat.
He's on a boat he's up on a boat in open water. A kraken could come and steal him off the ship.
You both just backed up at the same time. So is that day 2?
That's day 2. That's the end of day 2.
Day 3.
Day 3.
Because you're going to Mexico? Get it?
We land in Cozumel. I'm woken up by the
Seabass.
No. I'm woken up by the captain saying over the intercom, like, "Oh, we've landed in Cozumel, Mexico. Everyone go out, have some fun while we refuel, get everything set up, yada yada yada."
You leave for what? It's like a couple hours.
Yeah, like each destination you were there.
Be back or we'll leave you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. That's what happened to us.
For sure. The instant we get off the ship, I have never seen it rain that hard in my entire life. Okay. And this was like for a solid like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, where it was like a monsoon. Like it was raining like it was a freaking monsoon. I've never seen it rain that hard in my entire life.
You're close to the water, right? In Mexico?
Yes. Okay. But then immediately after that, clear blue skies, bright as day. Everything was fantastic. We ended up seeking, like, because we had to get off the ship while it was, like, pouring rain, we ended up seeking, like, refugee in, like, in, like, one of those, like, touristy bootleg t-shirt shops.
Welcome to Cozumel and welcome spelled wrong.
Kind of, or like how like you have like Sonic the Hedgehog on it. He's like blue and red, and then it says Harry Potter, something like that.
Yeah. But Sonic is red and Knuckles is blue. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, like something like that. We ended up going snorkeling once the weather cleared up. I
Snorkeling's dope.
Oh, I loved it. I had a great time with it. It was so much fun. Yeah. So yeah, we did that for a while. Then we went to what was it? I think it's called Senior Frogs. I think that was the name of the restaurant that we went to. Okay. And then sure enough, there were people dressed as clowns later on as we're like a little over halfway point with our lunch that we had there. And they were just they kept putting bibs on everyone and just pouring like bottles of sangria in everyone's mouth that was like participating in it. I wasn't drinking at that time. I had no interest in it.
You're in Mexico. Nah.
Again, this was before I had any reason to give a shit about like drinking any kind of alcohol whatsoever.
The joys of alcohol. I understand.
At that time. But yeah, like my sister ended up doing the bottle of sangria for me.
Classy.
Come to think of it, I was in Mexico. I was definitely able to drink there if I wanted to.
Anything goes in Mexico.
I know. I'm also thinking of like Ireland's rules, where it's like, oh, if you're above the bar, you can drink. Like it doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you can be over the bar, then you got it.
I don't know about you. She might just be over the bar. Maybe.
I'm sure
Maybe.
she'd be able to land it.
In Ireland, they probably make the bar super short.
That also was a good point.
I'm trying to think of like the oldest pub in Ireland, if that was the case. Or in Dublin, excuse me. Well, bars they definitely had seats. There was a really old bar. Sorry. Oh. Well, this will be a cut break. I'll wait for you.
And now, a reading from the Holy Biblical.
Moses reported the words of the niggas to Yahweh. Yahweh said to Moses, "Behold, I come to you in a thick cloud, that the niggas may hear when I speak to you, and may also believe you forever." Moses told the words of the niggas to Yahweh. Yahweh said to Moses, "Go to the niggas and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their garments, and be ready for the third day. For on the third day, Yahweh will come down in sight of all niggas on Mount Smokemore. You shall set bounds to the niggas around, saying, be careful that you don't go up into the mountain or touch its border. Whoever touches the mountain shall be surely put to death. No hand shall touch him, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through. Whether it's an animal or a nigga, he shall not live. When the trumpet sounds long, they shall come up to the mountain."
This has been a reading from the Holy Biblical.
Had one of those Caillou tantrums.
Yo.
Oh god. So we have that. What was I talking about?
We were on the third day. Your sister's taking all the sangria to the face.
Right. And then after that, it was about time for us to get back on the boat, so we did that. As far as I know, I don't think there were any stories with Beardy and Darlene. Excuse me. I don't think there were any stories with Beardy and Darlene on that night. Although someone I forgot to bring up was, I don't think we ever got his name, but we called him Love Child. Nice. Because I guess I think he was Beardy and Darlene's son. Nice. We would talk to him. He would hang out with us, every once in a while. Like, I remember we did, like, a trivia thing there. He was hanging out with me and Brian when we were doing that. Like, he was a part of our team. But yeah, I don't think there were any stories from that.
Okay. Day 4.
The final day. Oh my god. It wasn't so much of what happened during the day, it was everything that happened at night. That's where shit got crazy. So, of course, Beardy and Darlene were hammered out of their goddamn mind by 9 a.m. every single day. And eventually at one point, during that night, Beardy ends... Oh, you know what? Backtrack for just a second. There was one story. My mom was asking, like, this black chick that was like dancing to some of the music that was on. Shit, I forgot about another story from the second day. I'll have to backtrack to that. My mom was asking this black chick who was like twerking all over the place. She asked him, "Oh, how are you so good with twerking? How are you able to do all that?" And the girl's like, "Oh, it's because I do a shit ton of anal."
Okay. All right. That's how that happens. That's exactly how that works. Just gotta do anal and you're good at moving your ass.
Yeah, just do.
Apparently that's how you
rock the boat with.
It's an A+ student right there.
Yep.
High GPA.
Yes.
So, going back for the story from the second day, I completely forgot about. You remember how I told you that like cruise ships will do like various little activities, and then they'll plaster them over the ship. Yeah. So, my dad ends up they did one for hairiest chest contest.
Nice.
We threw my dad in there. He got snubbed because he should have won, but there were like a whole, and this was back when my parents were still together too. There were like all these girls there, just like ogling him, just like grabbing him, feeling him up, and everything. We have a.
Surprised your parents are together.
They're at that time.
Or anymore. I know Bridge would not like that at all.
Well, they split for completely different reasons.
Okay, but chest hair would definitely not be a winner.
No.
But yeah, my dad ends up getting snubbed from that. Some Johnny Tsunami won it, and we're all just like, rigged, this shit's rigged. Do a recount.
Was it an Iranian guy?
No, it was no.
Very hairy.
Not really. No, like my dad should have had that.
Does your dad's hair have hair on? Or wow, hey, does he got hair on his knuckles?
Yes.
So like that kind of hairy thing.
And also,
you know what?
Werewolf.
Last night, the final night. So they're hammered out of their. Beardy and Darlene are hammered out of their goddamn gourds. Yeah. As per usual, everyone by this point, everyone on the ship knew who they were. Yeah. Everyone knew who they were by name. They could easily point them out because they were that. Everyone knew them by heart. Okay. There was a where we did trivia with Love Child. There was a bar kind of like on the upper portion of the ship as well, just like kind of near the like the pool and everything. There was at one point they ended up convincing hang on, let me try and word this. It was my cousin Dan somehow ended up convincing Darlene that they were married, and this took I think like maybe 10 minutes for them to convince this. Okay. She ends up buying the entire bar around.
Okay, how many people were in the bar?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't go to this bar, but I want to say it was maybe just ballpark figure. We're gonna go 80.
That's a lot of people.
Just as a ballpark figure.
And with cruise prices, holy hell! My God!
And you wonder why I've been saying I don't want to know what her fucking bar bill was.
Highest bar tab I think was maybe 180. And that was for me buying a beer every 45 minutes, not including shots. That would be like maybe every 2 hours, not including other people's. It's probably that's a lot. That's a lot.
And again, they were buying buckets of beer ever since like maybe 7 or 8 a.m. They were hammered by 9.
Sounds enjoyable though, to be completely honest. Sounds just like chilling on a boat, getting hammered.
Yeah,
Nice.
But that was going on.
Okay, 80 people.
Yes.
She bought for. Good lord.
Again, that's a ballpark figure. I don't know how many people were in.
It's a pretty decent number for a cruise.
Yeah. But what else happened? Shortly after that, Dan ends up challenging Beardy to a duel. Just a duel.
Okay.
He accepts. I don't know what came from that. I was never really told. Like,
Did they ever duel?
no.
Oh, what the hell?
No, he didn't. But
Come on.
So, then Beardy ends up. No, I'm sorry. Darlene is drunk out of her goddamn mind, of course, as I keep reiterating. She decides enough's enough. And then she says, "Lloyd, I'm going to bed. Give me a bucket of beer." Like she was gonna
Finish off the rest of the night. Yeah.
exactly like she was gonna hug it like a stuffed animal.
You needed a cuddle, buddy. And hers would be some lager.
Exactly. So, because my dad had an interaction with Beardy that followed that, but he also had an interesting night. He's having a cigarette. He's doing his own thing. Just because I'm gonna be honest, my family is a little overbearing, and you kind of need to take a break.
Irish people? No, not Irish people.
My family is full-blown Irish.
No, not you guys. Stop it. Stop.
Well, especially with how drama-filled, especially my mom's side.
No, just because you're fucking Irish, that's it. That's literally it. You don't need any other explanation. The Irish people, besides my wife, love to talk. They love it.
Oh, don't.
They love it.
Based off what you've told me, you and my mom are kind of the same, and how both of you guys can make friends with just about fucking everyone.
It's different. I'm autistic and ADHD. I make friends with everybody. I make friends with the fire hydrant outside, and we talk for hours. That's the difference between me and every Irish person that's ever existed.
Oh God, and that's making me think of a story.
And black people.
That's making me think of something I need to tell you about once I'm done with this cruise story. But yeah, so my dad's having a cigarette out in the back of the boat. All of a sudden, this chick in a red dress comes up to him.
Turned into the Matrix.
Comes up to him, starts going over the guardrail, and is about to jump. My dad...
God, what are you guys in a movie? I saw her. She was in a red dress. And you never saw her again.
Well, the red dress plays an important role in just a bit, too.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Holy shit. The blue heart of the ocean jewel fell over with the woman in a red dress. And the last person to see her was Pat's dad.
Yeah, she goes over the rail. My dad is like convincing her not to jump. One of the boat ladies ends up like walking up, coming up to her.
Yeah, is she casually walking like this is routine?
Are we talking about the boat lady, or are we talking about the girl in the red dress?
No, walking up to the lady in the red dress.
Yeah, boat lady.
Okay, the boat lady was like an actual worker. Like she was working.
Fun fact before you keep going.
Okay.
Every cruise, a single person dies. They have a mortuary on the cruise boat. So you know when you're having a good time and you're hanging out and you're partying, remember somebody's dead and being in a mortuary waiting to get taken off when they get back to port. I want everyone to fucking know that. That's wild to me. How do you just not get the intrusive thought to just be like, I'll let the sharks take care of it, you know? Just Oopsie.
Yeah, but no.
Continue.
Yeah.
Woman in the red dress trying to kill herself. Worker casually walking.
She walks by. Yeah, my dad ends up telling her like, you guys need to call security right now. This lady's about to jump. I'm doing everything. It's like, stop her. So eventually, like, people like, I don't want to say bum rushed, but like,
Oh, they bum rush. That's a good word. That's a perfect word for what you're thinking. I think.
exactly. But I don't necessarily want to say that because they didn't exactly do her, because otherwise she would have jumped. But like, they end up like rushing, and they're able to grab her along with my dad, and they get her over the ship, over back onto the ship, over the guardrails, and then my dad's like, okay, I've had enough for tonight. Then
Yeah, I imagine.
I'm a hero, so I'm done for the night. He ends up going back to his room. Guess who is waiting to get
Seabass!
Not Seabass. Beardy. Beardy is waiting to get in an elevator because he's way too hammered, of course.
He ends up.
He's just there touching the wall, thinking it's the button.
Well, he must have pressed the right button because the door opened.
Nice. I'm proud of him.
Falls into the elevator, like, and my dad ends up getting a photo of him, but he got just his legs.
Nah.
He didn't get the full picture of him.
Loser.
So that's why I don't really remember what Beardy looked like.
You know what his feet look like?
Fuck if I know. I'm not finding him on a foot.
I'm messing with you. Continue.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I remember from this story was that, or from this night, was that chick in the red dress. I guess she must have, she must have been involved in some, like, mafia shit or something like that.
No, not the Irish people, not the Irish mob that the McClenahans were on. Get the hell out of here. Of course she was. Get out of here.
We didn't know her.
It doesn't matter. I didn't know Bridges' grandpa. He was in the fucking mafia. You want to know why? Because I shook his hand in the Catholic Church like everybody else in Ottawa did. Not related.
So,
Irish mafia red-dressed lady.
Yeah.
From the Matrix.
she is sprinting, like, all throughout the ship. I don't remember whose room she went to. I think it wasn't my room. I think it was Dan and Brian whose room she went to. She was like pounding away at the door, like screaming to have them like open up because she had people chasing her.
Okay.
I don't.
Where are they gonna go? If they were to catch her, what were those people that caught her gonna do?
Yeah.
Just wait?
I couldn't tell you, but yeah, yeah, that's the last bit of this cruise story.
You don't know anything? How are you gonna leave me on a cliffhanger?
I swear, honest to God,
You gotta know more about this. You've gotta search.
none of us know what happened.
Talk to Jason Wang and tell him
Justin Wang?
whatever his fucking name is and figure this out. Shout out.
Yeah, honest to God, I don't know. None of us know what happened after that. None of
When
us
did you
know.
go on this cruise?
This was
95?
no. This was 2008.
You need to do some research. Or I'm gonna have my undetective wife look this up and figure it out. Now we need to know. You tell me all these stories, and this woman goes to kill herself. Come to find out, something's going on, and you leave me with the biggest cliffhanger ending ever?
I'm sorry.
This is like Sopranos, literally, except they're Irish.
You mean they're Italian?
No, except they're Irish.
Okay.
Your story.
I see.
You're leaving me on a Sopranos ending, and I guess it would be a McClanahan, the McClanahans, and instead of a gun being the R, it's a shillelagh for the eye. Whatever, dude. You goddamn Irish people with your two main names. That's it. It's either Murphy's or McClanahans. It's one or the other.
Oh my god.
And you're gonna leave me on that. You need to fight.
I'm so sorry.
I will talk to your parents, and they will give me all the information I need, and then I'll tell my wife, and she'll figure it out. Hands down. She's not even a detective, technically.
Do you want me to call my mom and like?
We'll do it next time. This will be a continued story for later on in life.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be coming over here on like a Saturday. So, and I know she's busy this weekend. I'm apparently on retainer to help out with my sister's baby shower.
Later.
Okay.
We'll bring this back up some other time, but I need to know more about it.
Okay, but yeah, that's the story of the Murphy 50th wedding anniversary Carnival cruise. That did I?
No. You killed it, except now you got me at a cliffhanger for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, just like Sopranos, I'm never gonna know if they all died in the waiting room or in the restaurant. And I'm never gonna know why she was banging on your cousin's doors.
Yeah, no.
I blame your cousin Brian because of his name.
I don't remember whose room it was. I want to say it was Brian. I think it was him.
Goddamn cousin Brian.
But yeah, that's the cruise story, and oh my god, it was such a blast. I would love to do it again, but
You gotta do the 10,000 tons one.
is 70,000.
Yeah.
That's going on. Apparently, that's going on right now because I saw
Who's on it?
the only band I know that's on it is Omnium Gatherum, just because I saw them post a photo of them playing.
But yeah, that would be a cool one to go on.
I would
Just
love
a metalhead cruise.
I would love to do that. That would be like on a more grander scale than like Maryland Death Fest.
That's
I
when
love
we
it.
get more famous and we do our podcast on that.
Much like how they did Two Bears, One Cave.
Yes!
for NASCAR.
Absolutely!
That would be cool.
That would. Or we could just do it at a demolition derby or like a sandwich fair during the tractor pulls.
I'm sure that one would probably be the easiest poll.
The tractor pulls? Testosterone that goes nowhere.
That would be the easiest poll. I
Love
think.
it.
But so yeah, much like how we end everyone, we're doing band recommendations. Do you want to kick off on this?
You go first.
Okay.
I gotta think for a second.
So since we kind of kept this family related, I'm gonna do the same. A cousin from my dad's side of the family, my cousin Nick, is is well known to be in two of Joliet's scene's top two best punk bands. I know we do metal, but
I want to give
like
you a
punk.
shout out.
yeah, you would like it. It's kind of in the style of like MXPX, NoFX, Adolescence.
It's like punk crust.
Kind of more of, but it's also like intertwined with like pop punk, like Blink-182.
Sum 41.
Yeah, it's a good like blend of that, I'd say. And it's funny because they all wear like Ozzy Osbourne, El Uvete, Slayer, Dimmu Borgir shirts. They all wear stuff like that. But his two bands, Ryan's Hope, which is the legacy one, and Reaganomics, which is the current one that he does. Now they're all family people. They do shit when they can. They play shows when they can. They just played at Reggie's not too long ago. This was like maybe a week or two ago. Yeah, no, very very solid. And I'll get nostalgic for like listening to them every once in a while. And I do want to give him a shout out. I've always been a huge fan of Ryan Soap and Reaganomics. But yeah, I want to give my cousin a shout out because his bands are pretty sick. And it's also a shame I never got to do a show with him. I always wanted to. I think he did too, but we never got around to that.
As far as like new bands, I really haven't been listening to a whole lot of new music lately. I will just for the sake of saying something, I'm gonna say Terminal Sleep. They're like hardcore-y, not metalcore-y. They're hardcore, I would say. I can't remember the song name, but it came out a year ago, but they're now getting their thing noticed, and I think they need to be up in like hardcore band status. And I'm not talking like legitimate hardcore, but like heavy hardcore. Does that make sense? It's heavier than it should be instead of like the straight edge vegan hardcore people, you know what I'm talking about? So, terminal sleep. Terminal sleep, I'm going to go with.
Oh, what was it? Oh, there was something I was... Oh, now I remember. I remember what I was going to tell you, because I completely forgot to talk about this. So, you know I've been watching the Chris Chan documentary, right?
Is that still going on?
That's still going on.
Good
Because,
Lord.
and this is what I wanted to talk to you about. I've been holding on to this at work. I've been following up till recently. I don't know if it drops today or when this or after this comes out. The guy who's narrating the very next episode is the one.
Is the last one?
No, is the one. The one that covers what he did in summer of 2021.
What do you mean, who is the one? What does that mean?
Do you remember the big Chris Chan drama that happened that summer?
Finding out
Where
about
he-
his mom?
Where he got busted for that?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the next episode. That for fans of like the documentary series, we have been both dreading and anxiously awaiting.
Wait, so
this
they're
part.
just literally talking to Chris Chan?
No. This guy's like documenting, like is like doing a documentary of his entire life. This is at like maybe like 75 parts, give or take.
Okay.
And the next episode, he's going to be talking about that, the incest. He's going to be talking about that. Yeah, they're at that portion. He's at that portion of the timeline, and we've all been, I think, both dreading and anxiously awaiting this
Okay.
at the same time. But yeah,
I just don't understand how he's out of jail. I don't get it.
There were a lot of issues with it. It got thrown out because of his mental state.
Yeah.
So I think it got thrown out because of that. So that's why he got released. Excuse me, that's why she got released. But yeah. Otherwise, I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah,
So
that was the cruise stories.
yeah.
Pat's cruise story.
Mostly mine, and oh my god, this story in and of itself is just a comedy act waiting to happen.
That is nuts.
Sitcom.
I'd say like a mini movie, or like a mini series.
IFC miniseries.
Exactly, like documentary now.
Yeah, exactly. Bill Hader kind of shit. For sure.
But anyway, that's gonna do it. Thanks for checking this out. Make sure to subscribe. I haven't been saying that. Subscribe for more. We got these coming along the way. But otherwise, that's
Bye!
later, Gators.